Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education. KCSE. Agriculture. Paper 1. Marking Scheme. Section A. Answer all questions in this section. 1. State 4 reasons for practicing grafting in citrus production. 2 MKS. Plants with desirable root characteristics but with undesirable fruits can be used to produce desirable fruits. Facilitates changing the top of the tree from being undesirable to desirable. Makes it possible to grow more than one type of fruit on the same plant. Repair of damaged trees. Shorten maturity age. Less thorny. 4 by 1/2 MKS equals 2 MKS. 2. Mention 4 types of soil erosion by water. 2 MKS. Splash raindrop erosion. Sheet erosion. Rill erosion. Gully erosion. 4 by 1/2 MKS equals 2 MKS. 3. Differentiate between coppicing and pinching out. 2 MKS. Coppicing is a method of harvesting trees by cutting the stem to leave about 15 centimeters above the ground, while pinching out is a method of pruning where the terminal bud is removed to encourage lateral growth. Mark as a whole. 4. Give 4 benefits of possessing certificate of land ownership. 2 MKS can be used to secure credit facilities. Confer security of tenure. Encourages the farmers to invest on long-term projects. Enable the landowner to lease part of whole of the land. 4 by 1/2 MKS. 5. Give 1 reason why each of the following nursery management practices are carried out. 2 MKS. I. Hardening off. Prepares the seedlings to adapt to the ecological conditions of the seedbed. E. Watering before transporting seedlings from the nursery bed. Enable lifting seedlings with a lump of soil. 2x1 equals 2 MKS. 6. Name 4 effects of excessive nitrogenous fertilizer application on tomatoes. 2 MKS. Blossom end rot. Too much vegetative growth. Cracking of fruits before maturity. Prolonged maturity. 4 by 1/2 MKS equals 2 MKS. 7. State 4 early maturing varieties of cabbages. 2 MKS. Sugar loaf. Mukuki. Golden acre. Gloria hybrid. Copenhagen market. 4 by 1/2 MKS equals 2 MKS. 8. State 4 ways by which agriculture contributes to national development. 2 MKS. Food supply. Market for industrial goods. Foreign exchange. Source of raw materials. Tax to government. 4 by 1/2 MKS equals 2 MKS. 9. List 4 methods of land acquisition. 2 MKS. Inheritance. Buying. Settlement and resettlement by government. Compensation. 4 by 1/2 MKS equals 2 MKS. 10. State 4 roles of trees in soil and water conservation. 2 MKS. Protects soil against strong rain drops. Act as windbreakers. Roots bind soil particles together, preventing soil erosion. Reduce speed of surface runoff. Leaves decay to supply humus. 4 by 1/2 MKS equals 2 MKS. 11. State any 4 types of livestock farming. 2 MKS. Pastoralism. Fish farming. Beekeeping. Poultry keeping. 4 by 1/2 MKS equals 2 MKS. 12. A. State 2 ways by which a soil of pH 3 can be raised to pH 5 1 MK. Application of lime. Application of basic fertilizer. B. Name any 2 types of soil structures. 2 MKS. Single-grained. Crummy. Granular. Prismatic columnar. Platy. Blocky. 2 by 1/2 equals 1 MK. 13. State 4 factors that determine the number of secondary cultivation to be done on a seedbed. 2 MKS. Size of planting materials. Slope of land. Moisture content of soil. Condition of land after primary cultivation. 4 by 1/2 MKS equals 2 MKS. 14. Mention any 4 factors that should be considered when selecting site for making compost manure. 2 MKS. Well-drained place. An accessible area. Located at the center of the farm. Away from the direction of prevailing wind. 15. A. Define the following terms. I. Opportunity cost 1/2 MK. Is the value of the foregone alternative. E. Agricultural economics 1/2 MK. A branch of agriculture that deals with utilization of scarce resources. B. Give 2 types of farm records that a large-scale farmer should keep. 1 MK. Health records. Breeding record. Inventory record. Production record. 2 by 1/2 equals 1 MK. Section B. Answer all questions in this section. 16. The diagram below shows a method of irrigation. Identify the method. 1 mark. Drip trickle irrigation. B. State 2 advantages of the irrigation system named in above. 2 MKS. Minimizes labor requirement. No need to construct dikes. Practiced on both sloppy and flat lands. Water does not cause erosion. Reduce incidences of fungal diseases. Economizes on use of water. Minimizes possible theft of pipes. 2x1 equals 2 MKS. State any 2 factors to be considered when choosing the method of irrigation to use in an area. 2 MKS. Capital availability. Topography of land. Water availability. Type of soil. Type of crops to be irrigated. 2x1 equals 2 MKS. 17. The diagram below is a tool used to harvest crops in the farm. Use it to answer the questions that follow. Identify the tool represented above. 1 mark. Cane harvesting. Match it. B. Name the crop harvested by use of the tool above. 1 mark. Sugarcane. C. Name the part labeled on the tool. 1 mark. Cane felling hook. D. Give 1 reason why the crop named in B above should be cut at ground level. 1 mark. To avoid loss of yield. To ensure proper establishment of ratoon crop. 1x1 MK. E. Give a reason why the leaves of the crop should be removed after cutting. 1 mark. To avoid some growth substances from flowing back. To avoid lowering the quality of sugar. 18. An agronomist recommends application of 130 kg N, 55 kg P2O5 and 65 kg K2O after testing a soil sample. Calculate the amount of urea 46% N, single superphosphate 20% P2O5, and potassium chloride 50% K2O that should be applied on the land. 5 MKS. Urea 40. The diagram below illustrates a weed. Identify the weed. 1 mark. Oxalis, Oxalis latifolia, Oxalis spp. State 1 competitive ability of the weed illustrated above. 1 mark. Underground structures, bulbs that regenerate. State 2 mechanical control measures for the weed above. 2 MKS. Digging out, tillage. Slashing. Uprooting. 2x1 equals 2 MKS. IV. Classify the weed above according to plant morphology. 1 mark. Broad-leafed. Section C. 40 marks. Attempt any 2 questions in the space provided. 20. A. Describe 5 qualities of mother plant that should be considered when selecting vegetative materials for planting. 5 marks. High yielding. Resistant to pests and diseases. High quality produce. High rooting ability. Early maturing. B. List 7 benefits of using organic matter for mulching. 7 marks. Improves soil aeration upon decomposition. Reduced toxicity of plant poisons upon decomposition. Reduces soil erosion. Improves soil structure on decomposition. Modifies the soil temperature. Adds nutrients on decomposition. Improves water infiltration. Increases microbial activity. Controls weeds. Reduces evaporation of water. Buffers soil pH upon decomposition. 7x1 to 7 MKS. C. Describe the field production of Napier grass under the following subheadings. I. Planting. 3 marks. Plant at the onset of the rains. Early planting. Select desirable Napier grass variety for the ecological area. Use healthy planting materials. Use cuttings, canes, or splits for planting. Cuttings, canes should have 3 to 5 nodes. Select cutting from mature canes stems. Place planting materials in furrows holes. Cover the planting materials with soil to appropriate depth. Fertilizer and manure application 3 marks. Apply phosphatic fertilizer during planting. Apply farmyard compost manure for planting. Rate of organic manure should be 7 to 10 tons per hectare. Apply organic manure after harvest and incorporate into the soil. Top dress with nitrogenous fertilizer can 6 to 8 weeks after planting. Utilization 2 marks. Cut and feed to the ruminants. Defoliate cut at the right stage of growth 3 to 5 months old wine stems are 1-1.5 high. Cut the stems at 2.5-5 centimeters above the ground surface. Use a sharp panga for cutting. Conserve excess as silage. Chop Napier grass into small pieces. It can be dried and used as mulch. 21a. Describe the procedure of silage making 8 marks. Prepare the silo before harvesting the crop. Cut the crop at the appropriate stage. Chop up the crop and put into a silo, compacting it every 10-12 centimeters layer. Fill the silo rapidly, preferably 2 days. Check the temperature regularly and maintain it at appropriate range. Cover with polythene to protect it from water and air. Cover the silo with a thick layer of soil to maintain the ridge appearance. Dig a trench around the silo to drain off rainwater. 8x1 equals 8 mks. State and explain 4 factors that determine the depth of planting. 8 marks. Soil type, plant deeper in light soils such as sands and shallower in heavy soils e.g. clay. Soil moisture content, plant deep in dry soils to place the seeds in a moist zone. Size of the seed, larger seeds are planted deeper in soils than the smaller ones. Type of germination, seeds with epigeel type of germination should be planted shallower than those with hypogeel type. See outline 4 roles of agriculture in Kenya's economy 4 marks. Food supply. Source of employment. Provision of foreign exchange. Source of raw materials for industries. Provision of market for industrial goods. Source of money or capital. 22a. Outline 7 effects of land fragmentation and subdivision 7 marks. Time is wasted while traveling from one holding to another. Difficult to control weeds and pests. Difficult to follow a sound farm plan. Difficult to supervise the scattered plots. Difficult to control parasites and diseases. Difficult to carry out soil conservation measures. Impossible to control grazing. 7x1 equals 7 mks. B. State and explain 3 methods of pruning 6 marks. Annual pruning. Involves the removal of branches that have borne 2 crops and have undesirable characteristics. Pinching out. Involves the removal of terminal buds. Coppicing or pollarding. Carried out in tree crops where branches are cut at specified points in order to achieve a desired shape. Stating 1 mk, explaining 1 mk equals 6 mks. C. Describe the establishment of vegetative propagation nurseries 7 marks. Select the suitable site. Clear and level the site. Establish vegetative propagation unit measuring 3.66 meters by 1.22 meters. Fill polythene sleeves measuring 7-10 centimeters in diameter and 20-30 centimeters long with a rooting mixture. Water the sleeves. Insert the cutting seedlings at the center of each sleeve. Arrange the sleeves in the propagation unit. Erect wooden loops over the sleeved cuttings. Place polythene sheet on the loops. Bury the polythene sheet into the ground at the edges.